Hey everyone, Tony George, Doc Sports. It's Tuesday. You know what that means. Besides being what? 8 days before, 9 days before whatever Christmas Day is. We're hard to believe we're here at Christmas time. Hard to believe I'm still here in Kansas City and not back out in Vegas yet with all this cold weather. But this is the weekly show where you leave your comments on what you like, what you think, what your parlays and teasers and everything else. Maybe a prop in a game. You leave them in the comments section. These are just initial reactions. I have not seen a line yet. I'm looking at them for the first time with you today. And I do know the Kansas City line because I live here and people start bouncing it off on my buddies right away when it comes out. What do you think? You know, boy, there's a lot to think about this week, huh? But nonetheless, leave your comments. I'll filter out the F-bombs and the haters and the links to porn sites and everything else people stick in there. And sorry about that, guys. Go find that on your own. But nonetheless, I get thousands of views and hundreds of comments. I can't get to all of them, but I get to a bunch of them. I approve them. Then we can interact in the comments section based on your reactions as well. So, had a win last night with the Minnesota Vikings. I thought it was easy money. Should have been a higher rated play. Chicago's terrible. We gave you the under in the Falcons and Raiders game for free. Matter of fact, all of our free plays in football this weekend swept. Hello. We had a prop bet the other day that won too. So be sure and check the prop bet section on the page here. Thumbs up and subscribe so we always get notified when one of those free plays is up from me or any of the handicappers at DocSports.com. It's free. Okay? So, we'll make some comments about this past week. There was one big eyebrow raiser. I'll bring it up here in a little bit. And let's get to it. Let me go ahead and pull these up. These are live lines. Boom. All right. We have a Thursday night game between the Denver Broncos, who are my 7-unit selection this weekend. They should have never won that game. Do you see that box score? They played terrible against Indy and still won 30-13. That's how bad Indy is. And the Chargers. And Chargers are 3-42 is the number. Chargers are minus 158 on the money line. The biggest eyebrow raiser this last weekend was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield had a field day against his defense. Bucky Irving had a field day against his defense. And they couldn't do anything offensively. Herbert's banged up. McConkey's their main deep threat. Tight end is average. Running game is below average. Defense just got shredded like none other. And Denver, bucking for a playoff spot. Both these teams are. Nobody's going to catch Kansas City. He's already won the division for the 10th year in a row. Both these teams drafted and built their teams to beat Kansas City this year. Neither one of them have. I could only take Denver. I'd definitely use them in a teaser, tie them in with the Saturday or Sunday game. Quick turnaround like that. Boy, Chargers were embarrassed. Probably be a lower, you would think it'd be a lower scoring game, wouldn't you? Is that still sitting at 42? Chargers beat them at Denver 23-16 earlier. Probably be about the same score. I'd probably lean under if I did anything there. But boy, it's hard to lay it with the Chargers. Tampa Bay is a team you need to be concerned about. They're going to blow my futures bet on Atlanta. More so Atlanta's fault than Tampa Bay's fault. Kirk Cousins needs to go. We'll talk about that in a minute. Saturday, Kansas City, Houston. Kansas City is a 2-point home underdog where they're 7-0 this year. But we got Patrick Mahomes issues. Kansas City's not a good cover team. They're 13-1. Now, I got a buddy, Paul, right there. Shout out to Santa Fe Mining Company Bar and Grill out on Rancho, right across from Santa Fe Station Casino. This is my watering hole in Vegas when I lived there. And when I go back, that's my watering hole. You find me there game nights, game days, if I'm not at Circa or somewhere. But he's a big Steelers fan. He's looking forward to Christmas Day when Kansas City next Wednesday takes on the Steelers. Keeps telling me how lucky Kansas City is. You don't win 13 out of 14 games on pure luck. Kansas City knows how to win games. Now, the reason they know how to win games is Patrick Mahomes. The guy is a closer. He's proven. I don't know what else. You can hate on him all you want. Go ahead. I don't give a rat's ass. My favorite team's whoever I got money on. My favorite team last weekend, I was yelling from the rafters, Denver Broncos. 7 uni. Yeah. Kansas City, afterthought. The wife and daughter and a bunch of friends all gather to watch it. I'm watching about 10 different, games on different screens and doing my thing. I stay away from any sort of watch party for the Chiefs. Now, playoffs and Super Bowl a little bit different. I get a little bit of fan in me. But if there's opportunity against the spread to fade them, I will. Kansas City, I heard Mahomes was on crutches and a walking boot on Monday. The chances of him playing on Saturday are less than 50%, regardless of what he says in the media or anything else. Kansas City's got to think long, big picture. Houston's a beatable team even with Carson Wentz at quarterback. Houston has not performed well at all. They were your free play this weekend. They won. I get it. Not that impressive. The sum of all parts for Kansas City is greater than just Patrick Mahomes, although he is a massive part of it. If Kansas City would go into the postseason without Patrick Mahomes, and especially if they would lose 2 out of 3 or all 3 of these down the stretch, they've got Houston, which is a playoff team, Saturday. They got Pittsburgh, which is probably a playoff team, on Wednesday. And then they got to go to Mile High and play at Denver, who's potentially a playoff team. Where Buffalo's got New England twice and the Jets. They're going to go 3-0. Kansas City's got a 2-game lead for a home field. So they got to win 2 out of these 3. I'd take Kansas City. I'm not sold on Houston. They just hit a midseason lull. I mean, they had trouble putting away Miami, who's average at best. They had a lot of trouble putting away Jacksonville. They let Tennessee come into their house and beat them and put 27 points on them when Tennessee can't get laid in the monkey whorehouse with a fistful of bananas. They beat Dallas. Big deal. Dallas sucks. Obviously got beat by Detroit. They lost on the road at the Jets, 13-21 by 8 points. You come into Kansas City and threaten them with Carson Wentz, the quarterback. I'd take Kansas City. I'd definitely put them in a teaser, too. That's a great teaser option. Maybe put them in a teaser in the next game with the Pittsburgh Steelers, who own the Baltimore Ravens. And Pittsburgh looked terrible this past weekend. Cheers. Sorry, Paul. My buddy Paul, who hangs out at Santa Fe, Steelers fan, who's flying to Vegas to Pittsburgh to go to the game on Christmas Day. So I'll be getting calls and pictures from that. Oh, God, I'll be glad when that's over. We got the Ravens laying 6, total 45. There's your Saturday teaser, Chiefs and Steelers. 18-16 ball game. Total 45. Give me the under. Put Pittsburgh in a. I think Baltimore gets them. Matter of fact, let me do a little deeper dive on this. I don't know the status of Pickens. I don't know the status of TJ Watt. If they're out, I'd lay it. If they're out, I'd lay it. Huh. Harris is banged up. I don't know. I don't know. I'd play the under. They had a lot of trouble against, and what was scary was their pass defense got shredded against Philadelphia. I mean, like a hot knife on butter. Yeah. Okay. Cleveland, Cincinnati. Cincy laying 7, total 48. Cincinnati in a teaser for sure, down to -1. This was a Cincinnati 7-point road win. I think they can get a 7-point home win, even though their defense sucks. How's Jameis Winston going to exploit it? Really? You hate to lay 7 with Cincy in a divisional game, but all right. Colts laying 4.5 to Tennessee. They've got a win over them already. Total 42.5. Tennessee 2-12 against the spread all year long. Wow. First meeting, that was a 2013-2017 game where Indy was a 2.5 point underdog. Now they're a 4.5 point favorite. That's a big swing for a 6-win team. And Tennessee coming off 3 losses in a row. They put up 27 against Cincinnati, which, anybody can put up 27 against Cincinnati at times. Losing to Jacksonville at home was embarrassing. Boy. Under 42.5. Philadelphia, Washington -3, total 45.5. I'm going to take the guesswork out of it. Give me Philadelphia. Yeah. That game against the Saints was pathetic for them. Off a bye week and having a trouble putting them away, letting them back in the game, only putting up 20 points against them. They're using a third string and then a second string quarterback. Philly's kicking on all, just clicking on all cylinders. Washington, lost 3 in a row there before they beat Tennessee. Big deal. And then New Orleans. The refs gave New Orleans that touchdown at the end by giving them an extra play, which pissed off a lot of people, including me. I take Philly. The Rams -3 at the Jets, total 46.5. I've been telling you about the Rams all year long. McVay's done a hell of a job with this team. They were supposed to left for dead last year. He got him in the playoffs. He's right now he's leading the division. The Jets suck. I don't care that they beat Jacksonville last week and put up a bunch of points. Jacksonville is one of the worst teams in the NFL. They're on a second-string quarterback. They have the worst defense in the NFL. Give me the Rams and -3. The New York Giants at Atlanta laying 10, total 41.5. Without question, give me the Giants. Give me the Giants. Atlanta, why aren't they playing Michael Penix? Why? Kirk Cousins is done. He's an ass clown. He's looked terrible. He's had 2 or 3 games against nobodies where he lit it up. Other than that, he's a human turnover machine. He has no velocity on the ball. He's having trouble reading coverage. He forces it under pressure. The Giants got nothing to lose. Atlanta's got everything to lose because they're behind in their division, and Tampa Bay is going to continue to win. I mean, why aren't you playing Penix? I mean, you look at the quarterbacks out of the draft last year. He may have been the best one of the bunch. Williams, probably a good quarterback, but with the bad coaching in Chicago, well, he's not going to get any guidance. Now, Jaden Daniels is getting guidance and coaching from Quinn, head coach, and Kingsbury, who's probably going to be a head coach, maybe in Chicago, who coached Williams in college, actually. But he's got expert coaching there, and he's been able to mature and grow. Same thing with Bo Nix. I wouldn't say so much about the New England quarterback, but, Penix is as good as any of them. Plain. The kid was, because he can drop dimes. Atlanta shouldn't be laying 10 to anybody. Arizona -4 at Carolina, total 47. Arizona in a dogfight for that division with Seattle, and they got a lot to play for still. They play hard. They're a 9-5 against the spread team. I'd lay 4 with Arizona. Detroit -6.5 over Chicago. Off a loss. Tease Detroit down to -0.5. Use them in a teaser. Total 48.5. Don't know what the weather's going to be in Chi-Town. Chicago's a bad football team. Williams doesn't know where to throw the ball. He hangs on to the ball too long. Maybe 48.5. Wasn't this a Thanksgiving Day game last time they played? Yeah, 23-20 at home win against Chicago. I was going to say they had a 16-0, 20-0 lead in that game and gave up 20 points in the second half and laying 10. I don't know what kind of mood Detroit's going to be in after that loss. This is a game I probably would avoid unless I was going to put a teaser on it. Might go under that 48.5. Minnesota and Seattle. Boy, there's a good game. Minnesota laying 3.5, total 43.5 at Seattle. Minnesota is a good football team. I don't think they're a great football team. Darnold had a lot of problems with his accuracy on Monday night. Now, it didn't show up that bad. You saw it. But it didn't kill him because they were playing the Bears. Depends on the status of Geno Smith at quarterback there, what his injury is, if he's going to be able to play. If Geno Smith doesn't play, I'd play Minnesota. So you got to monitor that one. Jacksonville at Las Vegas. Oh, my God. I've told you last year that Ritter shouldn't be in the NFL, and you found out last night he shouldn't be. Jacksonville's a better team. Lay the 1.5. I mean, he might be able to put up 14 to 17 points against that Jacksonville defense. They might be able to exploit it. Prop bet, Bowers is going to have a big day in that game. Huge day. Get on Brock Bowers prop. Get on the prop market. Receptions, receiving yards, probably score a touchdown. Probably a good game to prop bet on. The Sunday afternoon game, Miami. -1.5 at home versus the San Francisco 49ers. Holy Shiite Muslim. Wow. I mean, you look at what San Francisco's done playing anybody decent. Seattle, 17 points. Green Bay, 10 points. Buffalo, 10 points. In those games, they gave up 20, 38, 35. They played the Rams. They put up 6 points. They did put up 38 against Chicago, but who wouldn't? Now, Hill went down for Miami. They still got more in the tank than what San Francisco does. I'd lean Miami. Sunday, New England at Buffalo, laying 14. I want nothing to do with that game. Total 46.5. I want nothing to do with that game. I don't even want to tease Buffalo down. Big letdown spot. They just played the Rams and they got Jets on deck, but they just played the Rams and the Lions. How much they got left in the tank after those games. Tampa Bay -4 at Dallas. Total 49.5. I definitely look at the over, and I definitely lean Tampa Bay. That's the Sunday night game. The Monday night game. Oh, jeez. Can we opt out of these? Can we flex? Green Bay laying 13.5 against New Orleans. First half line, take Green Bay. Lay the 7.5 or 8. I'm not laying 13.5 in a ball game. Dome team in Green Bay, mid to late December, freezing their balls off. Third or second string quarterback. You're going between Rattler and Hayner. Neither one of them is worth a crap. Green Bay wants to do just enough to win it and stay healthy. They've got a huge Green Bay also. Hang on a second. Let's take a look at that a minute. I know Green Bay has got a game with Minnesota on deck, probably for the division. Or that division. 3 teams in that division can go to the postseason. Playoff jockeying. Man. Just beat up a good Seattle team 30-13. Could have beat Detroit 31-34. This is kind of a sandwich game. You almost play the first half and maybe they pull them in the second and let off the throttle. That's the way I see it. We'll be back next Tuesday. Leave your comments. Get over to Docs. Check us out. We got a free $60 link in the description below. You've never been a member. We'll park $60 in any new account. No strings, no hassles. Come with the profit guarantee. Football packages 15% off remainder of the year. College and pro. Just go to the website. Click on any handicapper that you like. I might not be your flavor. And when you click on remaining season package in football, there's a promo code box. Type in FB Remainder 15. FB Remainder 15. Takes 15% off the price of that package, which is that covers college and pro through the Super Bowl. Also, if you have any questions or have trouble with it, there's an 800 number, a toll-free number on the website. Real live customers. This isn't AT&T or your credit card or, the airlines where you call and have to jump through 30 menus and then you talk to somebody you can't understand. We have people there to help you. If you have any concerns or questions about it, call them and ask them. No one's going to sell you anything. Just real life customer service. Old school, Doc Sports. That's why I've been around 53 years. Come check us out.